Rewarding aspect of owning your own restaurant is just not having to answer to anybody but the guest. Being able to listen and pick and choose and do what we want to do. Having the freedom to play with food, having the freedom to play with drinks, and also getting that praise. That long days of work is justified when the guest tells you that it's the best thing they've ever had. And as the owner, being able to hear that, it's special. I get inspiration from my craft from really anywhere. I think if people told you, so a creative person told you their inspiration came from one place, they would be very limited. So you never know where inspiration is going to come from. You never know what's going to spark the idea or the beginnings of a dish or a change in drinks or anything else. As far as inspiration, I obviously look to mentors that I've had in the past. Thomas Keller being the biggest one. I still share emails with him from time to time, and more so than him really is the people I met there. Working for Thomas at the French Laundry, I have several friends that have gone on to San Francisco, Boulder, Denver, Chicago. We stay in touch all the time, and to see these guys and how they progress in these big metropolis areas is just phenomenal. And they keep me going. They help me not be so tunnel visioned all the time, and really still continue to inspire me. And I have a super talented staff in not just the front of the house, but the kitchen. And I give those guys leeway. I may own this restaurant, I might be the chef, but if I think for a second that I can't learn from other kids who are passionate, from other kids that are researching when they get home, reading cookbooks, I think I would be naive to do that. So menu comes from everybody here, and it comes from what's in season, what looks good. And then it's a whole new challenge. How do we prepare it? Are we going to grill it, saute it, sous vide it? What are we going to do? So it's always fun. And I think that there's many chefs that will always mention the seafood in Southwest Louisiana. We are so blessed to live right here and have wonderful shrimp and crab and even local fish. But I didn't see a whole lot of that translate to anything other than a seared fish or a fried fish on a menu. So my idea, how do I create a place, was just to be different and just respect the product. Keep it simple, but not necessarily fry it. To serve it with vegetables that are local. When you have great proteins that you can get local, it also tells me that there's probably local farmers and local people that really care about what they're growing and what they're raising and what they're doing. And that's what I want on my menu. That's what I want on my plate. That's kind of the whole theory behind the name, Calla. Calla is just short for Calcasieu, Louisiana. We feel like it's a wonderful place. We're right here between two big cities, and we need to embrace what we have to offer. We do spend a lot of time experimenting and planning our menu. I think a lot of that just comes from not knowing what tomorrow brings. I guess we spend so much time with it because we like to get it first and then decide what we're going to do with it. When you see something at the store, and I think a lot of people are like this, whether you're shopping at a farmer's market or Kroger, when it's strawberry season, that's a very passionate time for a lot of people in Louisiana because Louisiana has wonderful strawberries. Our idea is to take that and say, we want that because it looks good. We taste it, it tastes good. Now what do we do with it? So that's where the experimentation comes, and obviously that's the food part. There's a lot of other experimentation that came with the space itself and being out in Walnut Grove and seeing this restaurant develop. It was what I have today is not exactly what I planned. Some of it's a lot better and some of it's right on par, but we're super happy with the whole thing. I think Walnut Grove is a good fit for Calla because we kind of have the same ideas, the same interest. And what I mean by that is, to me, Calla is the first in Lake Charles for what we do. I don't think there's a restaurant like us in the city. That being said, this is the first development of this kind in Lake Charles. And I know Walnut Grove is very, very high end. They very passionate about Lake Charles and doing this whole development just because they realize we need this. We need something different. We cannot stay stagnant. We have to move forward into the future. And the whole Walnut Grove team has been exceptional with that. And that's really our philosophy with food. We think that we're doing things that others aren't. You can't go anywhere else and get bone marrow. You can't go anywhere else and get sweetbreads or whatever we're running that week. And so we're very much alike in that aspect. It's special when you just find that dish that so many people talk about, or you hear somebody or run into somebody and that's what they're talking about. You may not always do it or know it then, but when that comes up, you know it, and that's a good feeling.